Okay. So we are all Samvad members here. We just want to talk about how we thought about like creating this organization on campus, what we think the purpose of this organization is, and what kind of work we are doing on this campus. So we officially launched the organization in October, but we had been thinking about it since August, September, since we had like a protest in the women's hostels on campus, where we encountered a lot of, we were protesting against the way the hostel administration dealt with the women students, the kind of stereotypes they had about women students, the kind of things we heard were like BA girls don't know what they are doing, they come to this campus from their houses, they don't know how to study, how to like live their lives, how to behave, that they are wasting their time and falling in love and discovering their sexuality, and they don't know what they're doing basically. So we will control them. We will tell BA girls what they should do and what they should not do. Like they should be inside the hostel after 10 because there is a lot of drugs and prostitution on campus. So as women,
there's a kind of attitude we got from administration. But also from a lot of students. A lot of students actually said, even PhD scholars said that actually we don't need to be controlled.
They need
people need to be controlled. So that kind of an attitude is already there. Among different sections of the campus community.
And instead of thinking about what kind of a shabby academic program these BA girls are getting on this campus, what kind of like such little facilities are given to them instead of for their work, etc. All that the administration and the rest of the campus can do is blame them for like being wayward or for having loose character, that kind of thing. And as women students of this campus, we felt that this is something we have to protest against. Whether they are BA girls or PhD girls is not the issue. We cannot like let this kind of a characterization or stereotyping function on this campus. So we had a protest against that, against the kind of the way the hostel administration does not communicate with us, just randomly imposes rules and regulations according to this ideology that they have. So that is when we started thinking that on this campus there is a lot of gender sensitization that we need, from like the smallest of issues to the biggest of issues. Like there are so many student organizations on this campus and they have been doing a lot of work, but there is still like we still need a place, a forum, an organization where men and women can come and talk to us about the problems as men and women, as like gendered beings on this campus. Like what are the problems as men? What are the stereotypes they encounter, or what are the problems they encounter as men students on this campus, as women students on this campus? Even in terms of sexuality, even in terms of homophobia. So we thought that we need this forum.
And also we had started encountering these different cases of sexual harassment and this one case of domestic violence like that. So we would hear about this from different quarters, but these cases would never come out into the light, and many girls also thought that this is something that they should not talk about. They themselves feel stigmatized talking about it, and even a word like sexual harassment, if a girl gets harassed and we use the word sexual harassment, the girl feels that, oh no, sexual harassment is something else. The word is something else. It sounds as if I have been raped or I have been molested physically, something like that. But what is the gamut of sexual harassment? What are the different things that constitute sexual harassment? So if somebody behaves to you in a way which you find very uncomfortable, do you have a right to speak about it or not? So all these things came up on one side. So that is also something we wanted to talk about. And this official body that is supposed to deal with these kind of things, the Committee Against Sexual Harassment, until very recently it has been almost defunct. It has not been taking up cases. Now they have started, but their powers are also limited. That is one thing. And until recently it was also extremely they were defunct almost.
And they don't have phone numbers. If there is a problem on campus, we don't know who are the people on this committee. We don't have phone numbers, we don't have names, we don't know where to go.
So many girls
have been reconstituted and we still don't know.
Yes, we still don't know. But a lot of girls actually, once we started this forum, a lot of girls actually came to us and said that we are having this problem, whom should we go and talk to? So what we did for them is we helped them approach the right officials. We helped to write letters for them, and we went to those officials, talked to them and said, please see to it that something is done. We went repeatedly. So we were actually trying to work as mediators,
like facilitating them in getting the resources of the administration.
Exactly. So that is one thing that, like, on the one hand, we wanted to have a certain campaigns, and each time there was an issue, we would try to, we always try to deal with it in such a way that it's not just talking about that particular issue, but also trying to gender sensitize the campus in general
about the issues that come together in that one act of violence or something.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, if like we got this case of domestic violence, then we are not saying that this is one case and let's solve it and then we can all go home.
Right.
We are trying to say things about domestic violence as a social or as a political problem by itself. So even in terms of other kinds of harassment cases that we encountered, whatever we write, we pay a lot of attention to the kind of writing that we do in terms of, like, putting up notes. It might like sound like just academic activism, but for us it's a lot more than that. Like those notes that we put up, the writing that we do, we try and engage with a lot of issues that come together in that one case that we handle, and then that continue.
No, on that on that issue subject also, I wanted to say that we're just some 10-12 people who are in this organization. We don't have a hierarchy. Like, we don't have a president or vice president or anything like that. So it's just these 10-12 people who come together and talk about these different issues. So also, like Samya said about, if there is a note that we need to write, one person might write the note, then we circulate it among everybody and we try to get everybody's input about it. And also, I think we should mention this now, that before we started officially launched this organization, we sat together as a group of people, and over a course of 1 or maybe 2 months, we every week we would meet and we would discuss certain texts or certain things. I mean, because at one level we are not just interested in activism, like we also look at it as an academic activity, that we are also learning something and we are also
changing the definition of academics. It seems like academics seems to be just a place where you go and discuss ideas. We think that academics is a much more radical space than that. I mean, that is also a space of making change. So this is how we are trying to approach everything. And like we also don't, like, the point of saying all this is that we are interested in thinking about what we are doing. Like we do not believe in the social work kind of a framework that, okay, we see a problem there, we want to jump in, intervene and problem solve. Instead, what we want to do is that we want to work with the people who come to us saying that this is a problem that they are encountering. So we are not there to give them, I don't know, advice about you should do this, you should do that. Instead, we discuss the issue, we see what is the best possible way of dealing with this according to that person.
We take that person's limitations and restrictions
very seriously,
because many times, I mean, it's easy for people to say, oh, why doesn't this person do that or this, but when we work with those people at an individual level, we realize that there are so many restrictions that don't make those things possible. So always we try and do that. We are also learning with each case, so there are things that we still, I'm sure that there are still a lot of things that we still haven't even dealt with, haven't thought about, that we hope that people will come
and if one thing we hope this video would do for us is this, that we want to just encourage people to come and talk to us about anything, that any feedback they might have about whatever we are doing, bad, good, does not matter to us, because we are really interested in talking about or discussing about whatever we are doing and doing things in a even better way if it's whatever way.
Also that like I mentioned, we are a very small organization, and it's not, we never think that we should do certain things as this organization. I mean, we want to do things for the campus, so we want the entire campus community to be involved. So we try to reach out to them. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of times it doesn't work, but we would like to ask people who are interested in this, in any particular issue, whether to help us or to offer us criticism, constructive criticism, whatever. We would like those people to come and talk to us, help us, not just help us, that it's not that we are doing something and we are asking people for help. Rather, it's more like let's do things together. Let's try to do all these things together. Let's try to help those who need help together. Let's try to make this a better campus together. I think that's
Hindi. A small word in Hindi.
Hindi. You speak Hindi. I don't know Hindi.